So Kingsley Coman has won the league 10 times in the past 9 seasons. Let me just say that again. Kingsley Coman has won the league 10 times in the past 9 seasons. Hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to an LFC Redmond Roundup. And people, did you know that today marks the day of 5 years since Sadio Mane joined Liverpool Football Club? Can we get a round of applause? Because I think we very much certainly should, for a Champions League, a Premier League, a Club World Cup and a Super Cup. In his time at the club, scoring over 100 goals, nearly on 200. He's just boss and was either once or still is, in some people's eyes, the best player in world football. Also, Spain and France are playing, not against each other. Spain are playing Croatia and France are playing Switzerland. But it doesn't really matter that this is being recorded before them games because I already know who won. Spain and France. Duh. Anyway, let's carry on into today's Redmond Roundup. Liverpool have £35 million bid rejected by Bayern Munich, according to multiple reports that came out yesterday. This was like a flurry of animals running at you, a pack of hyenas running at you with the amount of reports that started screaming these headlines yesterday. Now, obviously, journalists are slightly, desperate for clicks in times like right now, and understandably so, but the rumours right here are Liverpool bid £35 million, Bayern Munich rejected and now wants £42 million, which isn't the most baffling part. The only baffling part for me is that I have saw zero credible links actually given any sort of substance to this piece of news. So the probability that I'm going to give this transfer is maybe a 5 out of 10. And I say a 5 out of 10 based on the fact things can change, and I'm sure Kingsley Coman is on Liverpool's radar for sure. I'm sure that we have been looking at him. He is only 25 years of age. I believe last season he got 5 goals, 10 assists in 29 games for Bayern Munich. 23 of them were starts, so not an over-excessive amount of starts, and he'd be most likely to play probably more than that in the Liverpool team. So adding that to the squad isn't the issue. If a Mane gets injured though, or if a Salah, or if a Firmino, then maybe FSG will be forced their hand to go out and buy someone who's a little bit proven going into this Premier League season. And if you're asking me personally, I think Coman's a great addition to the squad. He's won 10 league titles in 9 seasons. Let me just say that again. 10 league titles in 9 seasons. He's a proven winner. He's a great dribbler. He's actually someone who can create goals as well. And is he the best option we can go out there and get? Probably not. But who is the best option? Kylian Mbappe, who we're never going to buy. Actually, we're going to talk about Mbappe in a little bit, so stay tuned. But he's explosive. He's a fun player to watch. And like I said before, he would very much certainly add to this Liverpool team. He would give us an improvement of... He would change us from just Premier League title contenders to FA Cup contenders, League Cup contenders and Champions League contenders. He's just one of them type of players that whoever gets him within the league is getting a very, very good player. And also for 40 million or just over 40 million for a player that has won 10 league titles and he's 25 years of age, then I want that type of experience and also ability in my squad. I'm not just trying to be like a trophy merchant. That's just how I feel. But let me know in the comments down below, is Kingsley Coman the type of winger that you would like to see at Liverpool Football Club? Next, we have Liverpool opening talks with Malen from PSV. Sorry if I butchered that name because I very much certainly did. However, Malen, he scored 26 goals with 10 assists in 51 games last season for PSV. Liverpool have been handed a transfer boost on this matter, with the PSV boss coming out earlier and saying we lose 1 or 2 good players a season. It's most likely going to happen again this year, and it's most likely going to be Malen going out the door. Now, I want to ask you in the comments, is this the striker that you want? Liverpool needs a striker. Maybe we're not going to get one. Whether we do or we don't isn't the question I'm asking. Either way, we saw last season we need a striker. Even if it's to replace Origi, it doesn't matter whether it's first team, second choice. You get someone who Jurgen Klopp clearly relies on and clearly trusts. And again, that's a prolific return. 26 goals, 10 assists, 36 goal contributions in 51 games is no joke. I don't care what league he's from. If you watch Malen, you know he's a good striker. He's not too old from my knowledge. I think he's 23 23, should have had that piece of information written down. 23 years old, no older than 24. Like, mate, he would be a solid signing. You're not looking on breaking the bank for a player like this either. So it's just an option. But I'd rather him than nothing. Because I'd rather Malen than Origi. And not because I think Malen is day and night better than Origi, even though he probably is. I'm just saying he will be given a chance, opposed to someone like Divock Origi, who's just had a full season to be given a chance. A season where we were filled with loads of injuries and still couldn't get the nod. So that's the only reason why I'm going to say yes to this signing. But the probability of it happening, people, I'll be dead honest, I think a 4 out of 10. Even though he can score goals and even though he's an exciting player to watch, Malen just isn't really one of that. He's not really a defensive striker, and that is not what Jurgen Klopp kind of looks for. And I think for a backup striker, which is what Liverpool will predominantly go for, it's going to be someone that's more of a cheaper alternative than Malen. So now we have a Kylian Mbappe update from FABRIZIO Romano confirming that Mbappe to Liverpool. Any rumour that is surfaced about Mbappe coming to Liverpool this summer is absolute fake news. And I'm sure that is just me telling you that the sky is blue and that water is wet. But I am just confirming, because there is the odd Liverpool fan, football fan maybe, who think that this is something that's likely to happen anytime soon. Let's not get excited for multiple reasons. Mbappe is a top player, one of the most exciting players, young players in Europe, no doubt about it. I'll give you that one. But it's just not, you know, even commercially, he is going to sell shirts. He is going to lift the excitement of the club. He is someone in itself, if he joins your team, automatically you go from a top 4 contender to a title contender, or a title contender to a treble contender. He's one of them players. But one thing I will also offer you is FSG are our owners. They are not going to spend 400 grand a week on a player, because that is how much Mbappe, I mean, to be fair, he might take a bit lower, like maybe 250, 300 grand a week, but I don't see it being much lower than that, and that's not usually the way FSG roll. On top of the fact you're paying 250 million at PSG himself, unless you can get him on a free, and that is a big unless, because, like, seriously, that is not gonna happen. I doubt PSG would let their biggest asset over ever, even not even just the past few years, ever, even Neymar isn't as big as an asset as Mbappe right now. Maybe more people know Neymar is, but Mbappe is the one, potential-wise, he's where your shirt sales are at for the next 10, 15 years. Does that make sense? So that's what I mean by Mbappe is just that big of a player. So financially, it's not within our means. And also, if it was to happen, it's just not going to be right now. But it is very interesting to why he flirts with Liverpool so much, and I want to know why you think that is in the comments down below. So Rafa Benitez, and I'm going to be careful with my words here, because obviously, you know, to say Everton fans as a whole would be wrong, but Rafa Benitez has been threatened by Everton fans. Now, let's be careful with how we say that sentence. I have got a lot of friends who are Everton fans, and these are not the ones who are threatening Rafa Benitez. There's 95% of the fan base are sound, just like any other fan base in world football. Even though they're annoying, and even though they're that annoying little brother that never fucks off, they are fucking fine people. Like I said, like most fucking clubs. And one thing I want to offer to you is, this isn't all Everton fans. There's the minor few, and if you do not know, there's been banners and stuff like that. I'll put it on the screen. There was like a banner or something posted fairly close to Rafa Benitez's house in Liverpool, because he still lives in Liverpool. And long story short, it's just not good to see that type of shit. And I think it read something along the lines like, if you join Everton, we are coming for you. It weren't that. Like I said, I put it on the screen, but it was just some horrible, discomforting thing to say, no matter what the fan base is. Let's just be real. Let's get that out the way. But it is probably just one or two dickheads who've decided to write on a big piece of sheet and just put it there by his house. They might know where he lives, and they've decided to just be a little prankster. They're not going to do for Hall. They're probably hillbillies. Does that make this right? Absolutely not. It really doesn't. But one thing I want to offer to you is this. It's still not a good thing to see. And even though as a Liverpool fan, I am not the biggest fan of Rafa going to Everton, I'm not, I will be real, it doesn't mean you start threatening people. And even if you're an Everton fan and you're not happy with Rafa Benitez coming to your club, tough shit. Sometimes you can't really control them type of decisions. If we got David Moyes in charge, I wouldn't be happy about that, but I wouldn't be going banging on his Scottish jaw and thinking, yeah, mate, I'm going to break your jaw, do you know what I mean? So, it's just wrong, it's wrong. It's a job. Football is still a job. Managerial thing, a job in the Premier League. Do you know how hard that is to get, no matter who you are, even if you're Rafa Benitez? People think he's probably got jobs shitting out his ass. In terms of a job with proper intrigue and proper sort of plan and structure, you're not going to get many of them. At least Everton, as much as we don't want to believe it, they are, I mean, they're not really on the way up, are they? But they've got things in place that can make them an improved club. And, it's like having the materials for a car, but you haven't got the perfect manufacturer or whatever the fuck the name is. Rafa Benitez can come in and use these resources Everton already have and make a good car. That's the analogy of the day, is basically what I'm trying to say. I think Rafa can do well with Everton, but whether you're happy or whether you're not, let's not threaten the man. And then that's all I want to say on that one. But people, that's going to be the end of today's LFC Redmond Roundup. It weren't even a football Redmond Roundup. We just moved with it, you know what I mean? Energy, always. Just think about that phrase as well and keep an eye out for something. That's all I'm going to say. For people who watch this channel religiously, you will know maybe what I mean there. But anyway, people, thank you for watching this video. Really appreciate it. If you do enjoy the LFC Redmond Roundups, then be sure to smash a like on this video and subscribe to join the Redmond's army if you haven't already. It is free. You just click the red button and boom. But people, thank you for watching, and I will see you all later. Peace out.